Alright, fellas, we're about to attempt tier 3 Zesh fight. I don't know how to pronounce it. So this is what's gonna happen. We're gonna pop our Orb of Storm to buff our attack damage. We're gonna pop Conductivity to lower his lightning resistance down. And then our lightning rods have lightning exposure, which will lower the lightning resistance down even further. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna equip our ring. And then we're gonna turn up our heralds. And yeah, wish me luck. Let's do this together.
We that dream, we nightmare,
Pop our
that power
pop our buff here. Lower down his resistance. Just burn, bro. Ooh, it's all good. It's all good. We're almost there. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh no, I died. No. Oh. Yo, that was good though. No, I have to do that shit again. That damage was fire though. That damage was fire. But I gotta do that shit again. I didn't get anything good, but I didn't get to increase his level. But shit. I got too greedy, man. That hand too? Oh my god, I thought I was gonna get killed. I got too greedy. But as you can see, Widowhail, this is our new setup. I didn't change that much. I just changed the quiver. This is, I mean, this is less than 10 div build right here, and you can do that much damage on a tier 3 Sesh Pinnacle boss. Come on, man, that's fire, dude. Ah, I just got too greedy.
easy. That will not go unpunished.
Ooh.
I smell
Bruh. Cake, dude.
who have been sentenced to die.
Oh my god, dude. What's up, fellas? Welcome back. You probably saw that video. Me dying in the Pinnacle boss. That was rough. Now I have to go farm 300 fucking splinters again. But it's okay. Let's get down to business. This is our new updated bow shot damage. 283k. 283k, almost 300. I guess we're gonna have to see for the next video if we can hit that. I have some plans. We're definitely gonna hit that or even more, so stay tuned. But for this update, we're trying to keep the build cheap. So what I've changed is I've upgraded my crude bow. I increased it to 288%. You don't need to do that. I'm just min-maxing. You can do the same results with a much cheaper bow because I bought this for 4 div. You can buy one for 55, 60 exalts for 265, 269% increase. You will do just fine. This is purely to see the limit of this build. So, and then a quiver, I changed my quiver. I went more crit chance on this. I added a little bit of physical. I still have my cold and lightning damage in there and the +2 level of projectile skills, dexterity, and critical hit chance. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. This is our current bow shot damage. Like I said, 283k. What's up? And all I did was change my quiver, my bow, and some of our passive skill tree points. So, how do we get this damage? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. As you can see, oh, this is tier 15 +2, by the way. And as you can see, we're still freezing. We're activating our heralds, and we're same clear speed as you guys have already noticed. Let's activate this breach so you guys can see live of how fucking cracked this build is. Look at this. I am lagging. Look at that. Yeah. Um, yeah. This is all right here. Impromptu. Man, I really don't want to miss. This is a terrible position for this breach. Okay, there's some enemies here. So you can see here. Look at this. Look at this clear speed. So my game is my game can't even catch up right now, guys. This is uh this is pretty embarrassing. But everything is dying around me. As you can see, there's it's just really glitchy right now because we're so strong. Um, but yeah, this is our clear speed. We are constantly. Oh my god, that's 298k. Never mind. Never mind. We're buffing ourselves up. I didn't even see that. Yeah, 29.28% critical hit chance. We're at 338% critical damage bonus. So we went more crit chance on this one. We still have about relatively the same critical damage bonus. These are my lightning and cold damage, as you can see. Our average damage per use is 87k. So yeah, 298. I'm a clickbait y'all. I'm gonna say 300k bow shot DPS on this bitch. Yeah. But yeah, so you can see here, no problem. Tier 15 plus 2. Everything just dies around you. You're gonna crash your game. Just how powerful you are with this build. And this is still just below 10 div, below 10 div cost. Um, as you can see there. So let's go through the gems because a lot of you guys have been asking about that. Bow shot, martial tempo for more attack speed, primal armament for more elemental damage. We are mostly cold and lightning damage. So if I remove this, look at that. Look at that damage decrease, almost 30k. So very important. In Innervate, that gives us 35% lightning damage, and Ice Bite, that gives us another 35% cold damage. So that's the one that's giving us a lot of boost. Also, Inevitable Critical, this gives us up to 100% critical hit chance until we hit a crit, and it goes down to 25%, and then it keeps going up per second up to 100%, and then we hit a crit again. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's incredible when you're just ad clearing because we're gonna hit a crit here and there, and if not, it almost guarantees a hit. So it's really fun. To get the last gem slot here, you need to be level 90. FYI, Orb of Storm. This is one of our biggest change here. Font of Rage. This was actually a comment, and I think his name was Rain. He was suggesting that to put Font of Rage to increase our damage during boss fight. So thank you. You know who you are. I've implemented it, and it's amazing. Next up is Chain, so our Orb Storm can chain more. It almost doesn't matter. This one almost doesn't matter because sometimes the boss gets away from your Orb Storm and your Lightning Rods, so you can change that. Font of Mana is another change. So if you're near that Orb of Storm, which you will be because of Font of Rage, you're gonna get Mana Regen too, so it helps during boss fight. And then Persistence. This makes our Orb of Storm last longer, so we can actually reach the buff um, way, way, way higher. So you can see we're building up our rage there, and we'll see the actual attack damage. You'll see that it increases our attack damage by 1% each second. So me just standing there is 214. So imagine yourself just firing up lightning rods. You're actually gonna get really high DPS on your lightning rods here. 222k, where as soon as you step off of it, it's gonna go down, and you're back down to 17k. So it gives you a lot of added bonus damage. And then for our lightning rods gem, we have acceleration for more projectile speed, scatter shot for more projectile and more lightning rods, and then lightning exposure is very, very important. Lightning exposure lowers down the lightning resistance of the boss by 20%. Then we have concentrated effect for more area damage. Then the other change is conductivity. We have curse ground to curse the enemy or the boss while they're standing in your conductivity, so you don't need to wait for it to explode pretty much. So it's an instant curse. Uh, and then heightened curse, it increases the effect of our conductivity, so it debuffs it. Um, Instead of minus 35% to lightning resistance, it actually turns into negative 42%. And if you add that with lightning exposure, the bosses will definitely have more than 60%, minus more than 60% in their lightning resistance. And then the next gem is Ritualistic Curse. This gives us more area of effect so we can ensure that we're cursing the enemies. And Arcane Tempo so we can cast this as soon as the boss is ready to be attacked. So for our heralds, very typical. This is very typical from Fabgun's build. We have conduction to shock enemies with our Herald of Ice. We have lightning infusion to give it more lightning damage, magnified effect for more area effect, cold mastery for +1 cold skills. And our Herald of Thunder is we have cold infusion to do cold damage, and then glaciation to have 50% more freeze up so we can activate Herald of Ice. And vice versa, Herald of Ice activates Herald of Thunder. This is the genius of Fabgun here, and Herald of Thunder would activate Herald of Ice. And then we're gonna add cold penetration for cold penetration and long shot so that we are killing enemies from a far away that we can't even see, as you saw in that breach run. Cast on Shock, we have Ball Lightning, typical. Impetus, typical for more increased energy. We have Energy Retention, just in case we get mana back, but that doesn't really help. Deceleration for less projectile speed so we can activate our Lightning Rod even faster. We have Green Feast for our survivability, and then we have Wind Dancer. Um, One thing I added here is actually Precision. It does cost 10 spirit, but it helps our bow shot hit our target um, much better. And then I have blind and clarity in here for more mana regen. And for our voltaic mark, you can put whatever in here. This is usually for boss fight. So voltaic mark, we're not using this to shock the boss. We're using this because shock has 30% increased effect on marked enemy. So now shock has a minimum of 20% increase in damage. So now we're increasing the shock effect by 30%. We're also lowering down their defense by minus 42 and minus 20 because of lightning exposure and conductivity. And we have penetration to ensure that they are zero lightning resistance or less than that so they can take more damage. So that's why we're melting bosses with this build. Gear updates. This bow is for divine. You don't need to spend this much to actually be effective. You really don't. My last bow was only 55 exalt, and my clear speed is as the same as this for divine. So you don't need to spend this much. I promise you. What you do need to spend your divine on is Hand of Wisdom. This is about 2 divine right now in the market, maybe a little cheaper now. Then you guys have been asking, hey, what makes your build works? How can I reach the DPS you're reaching? Well, it's it's intelligence. So I have 31 intelligence on my chest piece. I also have 26 intelligence on my boots, and this stacks with Hand of Wisdom. We're stacking this because of a Hand of Wisdom because it gives us 1 to 10 lightning damage attacks per 10 intelligence. So just my chest piece and my boots gives me 60 intelligence, and you can imagine how much that is. Also, you want dexterity on your quiver so that on your passive skill tree you can you can select all these nodes to be intelligence. So you can stack more lightning damage. Major changes on the gear is my amulet. I've added a +3 to level of all projectile skills. And on my quiver, I have a +2. So with this, I am level 32 bow shot. I did increase my lightning rod. I had to decrease my lightning rod skill level in order to decrease it so it's not above, it's not level 30. I'm just because it uses too much mana. So as you can see, it's level 15 plus 12, and this is kind of the right sweet spot for me where it's manageable. But anything more than this, you're using so much mana, so you might have to do that as well. And as you can see on my rings, I have cold and lightning damage attacks. That's all you need to focus on. And my other ring, 10 cold damage to lightning attacks. Very important because we're basically lightning and cold damage. And that's how we're going to freeze enemies because of our cold damage. This physical damage to attacks was just there because I liked all the other stats, but it had physical, so it was kind of a bonus for me. Bought this for about 50 exalts, guys. There are very similar quivers out there that are much cheaper. You can focus on cold and lightning if you want. But if you do get a little bit of physical, good, because that actually helps your lightning rods a little bit. But as you can see on the damage here, it's cold and lightning damage really. But you can scale lightning rod with physical damage to gain more lightning damage. But I would focus on cold and lightning. My belt is about 55 exalt. My boots, I don't know, 30, 40. Rings are about 40 each. Amulet was 50 exalt, I believe. Maybe 40 exalt. Um, Helmet is cheap. Chest piece, let's just say 30 exalt, 40 exalt. So this is too divine. Excuse me. This is this is too divine for my hand of wisdom in action. That's 4 divine for my bow. And then we'll call we'll add all of these up to 2 divines. So that's about 8 divines just for our armor. And then we're gonna spend another 1 or 2 divines for all our jewels. So that's 10 div. You can even get cheaper than that. Let me show you. This jewel right here, 10 exalts. This is 10 exalts. And if you see my damage, 164k. And if I take this out, watch my damage now. 154. 154k without that jewel. And if I equip again, 164k for 10 exalts, guys. So I get a lot of questions about jewels. This is what you want to focus on: projectile damage and damage with bows, with either attack speed, critical damage bonus, or critical attack chance. Um, See, damage with bows, projectile damage for my other jewel. Let's see what this jewel is. Projectile damage, lightning damage, attack speed with bows, damage with bows, projectile damage, 15% increase in critical damage bonus, and then another damage with bows, project. You get the point, because we wanna overall increase our damage of cold and lightning at the same time. So we don't really wanna just focus on lightning. You might want to invest in some elemental damage as well if that's what you like. But you want to focus on jewels that boost your overall damage, like bows and projectile damage. Projectile speed is a good one too, because that overall boosts your cold and lightning damage. So while we're here, all these jewels, 10 to 30 exals, guys. Don't buy one div jewel. You don't need to do that. You don't need to spend that much, to be honest. Look at this: lightning damage, projectile damage, critical damage bonus attack. This is simply because I want more damage for bosses, so I want critical damage bonus. It is really up to you, but what you really want to focus on is projectile damage and bow damage. I need to change this actually, and to optimize. Um, so for our skill tree, very similar from our last one. We're still gonna get Vile Wounds. We're still gonna get our Quiver bonuses. We're still gonna get Maiming Strike for 25% attack damage. We're gonna get Catalyst. We're gonna get this Jewel slot here for more damage. And here I have bow damage and projectile damage and attack speed. Um, and then we're gonna get our skill speed for clear. We're also gonna get feather fletching. We're gonna get all our crit. Ooh, I know. Put some hate in that comment. Crit build sucks. Crit build sucks. You know what? Fuck you. I love crit. And then we're gonna get our coming calamity for more herald damage. And Falcon technique for increase in attack speed. We're gonna get our penetration here. We just need a little bit. So our attacks, conductivity, orb of storm, lightning rods with lightning exposure. We're gonna lower down the defense of the bosses. So we're gonna melt them naturally. This lightning resistance is purely for mapping and to ensure that the bosses we fight have zero lightning resistance. Then we're at Kite Runner for more 30% increase in damage. Then the usual Wildstorm, 50% more maximum lightning damage. And then we still have our Essence of Mountain for more cold damage and Essence of the Storm for more lightning damage. Like I said, guys, this is how we scale our damage. Cold and lightning, cold and lightning, cold and lightning. If you just focus on that, you'll be good. I'm going to emphasize to get freeze buildup, all of these here. And then one of our major changes is we remove some of our critical damage bonus here. And we spec it to this tree here to get more damage during boss fight when we hit a crit. Because we are going to hit a crit. And this is a free 20, 20, and 35. This is 30. This is an easy 70% increase in damage. And you only have to crit once or twice during the fight. And you're already melting the boss. Then another change that we made is we actually went down this way, continuing from the skill speed tree, and grabbed another freeze buildup. I want to emphasize we want freeze buildup so we can map a lot smoother. And then we grab this jewel slot here. This jewel slot used to be by the crit all the way over here. I just transferred it there simply because we lost some freeze buildup in this tree last time and I wanted to get it back. So I transferred it there. So that's our skill tree. That's our skill gems. Like I said, guys, you don't need to spend that much money on this. Like, I mean, you just saw this live. There's no tricks here. I mean, this is just pure cold and lightning. See, instant freeze, instant freeze. This is tier 2 plus 3, instant freeze, instant freeze. I love this build, man. It's so cheap, it's so effective. You can do endgame with this. You can melt Citadel bosses, you can melt Pinnacle bosses, and I'm telling you, it's about to get better. Just wait on it. We're still in the budget build. Can you believe that? This is still budget build. You can't get any stronger than this using this less of a currency. So, uh, what else? What else? What else are we gonna talk about? I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, if I missed anything, um, I think I covered everything. I don't write scripts. I'm just babbling now. I need to go collect 300 splinters, guys, so we can try tier 3 again, and then tier 4. On the next video is gonna be tier 4 Zesh, and you guys are gonna see. You guys are gonna see what I plan for this build. So if you have any questions, comment down below, leave a like, tell your friends about this build. 300k bow shot build, man. Oh my god. Peace.